because we're a similar size to many of the shops in the town of Huntingdon, and we looked at what retail was doing. And we kind of basically went, well, how can we kind of move a lot of these things that they're doing over to ourselves? We're a small building. We don't have much outside space. We have a little bit of space outside where, you know, it's enough room to do socially distanced queuing, but not much more than that. So, and we looked at the, you know, that and basically thought how we can apply that across. So we looked at things like having street labelling outside, and we did it. So it's sort of Civil War helmets. So it was fun, and it was like that. We did signage. And we tailored the signage also to the museum. So it's please stay at 2 swords lengths distance from each other. And in fact, actually, we've had a couple of kids who've actually brought wooden swords along with them so they can measure properly. Certain things we can clean, so things like lift up flaps or push buttons, other things that we had to take away, so things like dressing up materials, you know, the replica of Cromwell's hat, as lovely as it is, and that everybody wants to do that, because it's fabric, it can't be cleaned, so that had to come out. So it was simply thinking about this practically. So with discussions with colleagues and talking to AIM and talking to our county museums officer, and just thinking about it in a common sense way, I think it's there's a temptation to sort of get panic stricken by the enormity of it all and think that you've got to put everybody in a bubble wrapped suit, and actually you haven't. It's about simple, practical solutions, and actually once you do that and start breaking it down, it's actually far less terrifying than you think it is. One of the things we learned was be flexible about your approach, and we do a review every 2 weeks with our volunteers, and we involve the volunteers at every stage of the planning as well, looking at what we've done and what we've learned from it. So we actually found that we actually, you know, we put in, you had to clean every half an hour, and actually if you had half an hour when there weren't any visitors in, actually didn't have to clean in that half an hour. Actually, we could be more flexible with the number of people we let into the museum, because it wasn't about the numbers, it was about the distancing between groups and households. And actually, therefore, you could allow more people in than we'd initially thought. In terms of the visitor profiles, changed slightly. Normally, about a third of our visitors are national UK visitors. About 15% are international. We get a lot of visitors who've heard of Cromwell, come from all over the world, and then about half are local. It's a similar amount of local visitors, but there has been a huge upsurge in terms of people nationally, so UK visitors. So lots of people doing the whole staycation thing. We're also interestingly finding that although our visitor numbers are down, the spend per head is up by about 20%. So those people who are coming out are spending a bit more at the moment. Yeah, don't panic. And the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, don't panic. It seems scary and it seems terrifying, but it's a matter of just thinking about it logically, applying common sense. You know, what you can do, which is the best solutions that will work for you. It's never going to be 100% perfect. But you know, if you do the best you can and put in things that are sensible and are reasonable, then I think you're more than covered, and people will be happy with that. And the other thing is just involve the whole of your team in that discussion. So, you know, trustees, our volunteers, the town council who we work with as well, they've all been involved with the stages of what we've put in place, and as a result of which kind of everybody's on board with it.